Price $46,850. $46,850 for the LAR's 96% efficiency. Oh, thank you. The last one is from J.E. Shekel. This one's out of Evansville as well. This is for furnish and install two Trinity LX500 high efficiency boilers. Doesn't exactly say what the efficiency is. I don't see it real quick. We'll give these to Coach. Anyway, the total bid is $55,800. And then there's an alternate bid of adding $4,500 to provide boiler flues up through the existing chimney if they fit.
If they fit.
If they fit, it says.
Oh.
50. It's going to be sooty in here. $55,800 and then $4,500 additional as an alternate bid.
But the efficiency was not listed.
It doesn't say the efficiency on this one that I see quickly. I'll give this to Coach and see what Coach can find out by looking at these. Price is so much higher.
We need a motion to accept and allow Coach to look over them. I'd like a motion to accept the bids as presented and allow Coach to take them and look at them and make a decision.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. If we spec that for the efficiency of a 90 or whatever and one's 85, since it didn't meet specs, can we accept that bid, Counselor? Or?
I think we can. I think we can accept it. I'm just not sure we would consider it.
Yeah. Not sure we'd want to.
I mean, as far all, could we award that bid if it didn't meet the specs we set?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Coach, would you care to take these back in my office and look through them? If you could, come back and we'll, yeah, we'll do that today where we can get started if possible. Make yourself at home. Just as a matter of announcement to want to say how thankful we are for Coach publicly. Coach and Eddie do, of all the assets that we have in Union County, they're the people that keep them going. And so Coach has been really helpful in providing some issues or keeping me updated on what's going on, and I appreciate him for that. Sean, this is a little bit about on that one boiler. Could you give that to Coach for me, please? When I picked it up.
That's a pretty big variety of things they keep going to.
Oh my goodness, from the museum to the senior buildings to this courthouse to the annex to recycle the jail. You see them everywhere, and they are so we're grateful for them. So we're good. So we'll wait to hear back from Coach. Our next item of business is first reading of an ordinance reducing the speed limit on Cullen Road. I'll throw this to Joe just a little bit. Do you have any introduction that you'd like to make to this?
Yes, sir. Cullen Road is a boundary road between Magistrate Burns and myself. It's very narrow, very hilly, very curvy, very sharp hills on it. Without a speed limit being set, it's 55 miles an hour, and anybody that drive through there 55 miles an hour, you wouldn't want to be with them, or you wouldn't want to meet them. Do you agree with that, Magistrate Burns?
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So I've had several that have requested to have that reduced to 35 miles per hour. I've got almost all the signatures. A couple of them I hadn't caught yet, but nobody has a problem with it. One of them said, doesn't matter to me, but they're right on the end by 141, so they just pull out and it doesn't affect them. But all those that I've talked to so far that are back in there said yes, because it's too dangerous. It's a dangerous situation. So I talked to Magistrate Burns and he was okay with it. Some of those folks live in his side of the district. They're okay with it. So I approached the county attorney, and Julie Wallace said she would get the process started. I appreciate your time and effort on that, Julie. So what do we do now?
I read it.
Okay.
An ordinance reducing the speed limit on Cullen Road. Whereas Union County Fiscal Court, pursuant to Kentucky Revised Statute KRS 189.390, Section 5A, has the authority to set speed limits on county roads. And whereas it has come to the attention of the Union County Fiscal Court that the below-listed county road is narrow, curvy, hilly, and densely populated, and whereas the Union County Fiscal Court finds that a speed limit of 35 miles per hour would improve the safety for the traveling public and the residents who live on this road. And now, therefore, it be ordained by the Fiscal Court of Union County, Kentucky, that the speed limit for Cullen Road shall be 35 miles an hour. I'd entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion?
So this will be presented, and the next meeting will be,
Well, final reading, second reading.
the night meeting.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
November meeting, okay.
Yep, it's got to
No,
be
sir.
advertised.
Yeah, it'll be advertised.
I know people don't like to slow down, but there's a lot of situations where it's definitely a must. And I know it's hard for us to patrol that area, but it's definitely, I've had one or two places we've had to slow them down. And, it's probably 8 to 10 seconds or 20 seconds of their day, but it could save a life for sure.
A couple of those hills out there, that's kind of out in my neighborhood too. A couple of those hills are, you're absolutely on top of somebody going over it.
Sure.
Um,
There by Scott
When you can
Rollins.
finally see what's in front of you, you'd be literally on top of somebody, so.
Well, that's when we did Hedge Lane. I mean, there was plenty of mirrors and stuff along the road that people hit coming across, way down the hill, which is really dangerous, 55.
And just as a side note, this is another reason why we need that cutter. Cullen Road is one of our high priorities on getting trimmed back where people can see a little better, so,
It's
There's a
one.
lot of priorities, thinking, for that cutter, for sure, right?
It's one of the last, calling Canopy Road. There's trees lined all up and down it. It's really pretty, but even if you meet somebody, you don't have a whole lot of room to go somewhere if you don't want to meet somebody 55 miles an hour, right? And then, of course, some of them say, well, if we lower it to 55, is it going to be enforced? I said, well, the sheriff's department and the state police do what they can. But the way it is right now, somebody can drive through there 55 miles an hour, and even if they're out there, there's nothing they can do. If that speed limit is posted and reduced and posted 35, or going through there 55 or 60, they can do something legally, a ticket or a warning. So it should help the situation.
It'll bring awareness, if nothing else.
Right.
Traveled that road several times. It's needed and necessary.
all right. Crystal, would you have a roll call, please?
Magistrate Wyatt,
Yes.
Magistrate Floyd,
Yes.
Magistrate Ricketts,
Yes.
Magistrate Burns,
Yes.
Magistrate Clements,
Yes.
Judge Executive Adam Onan.
Yes. First reading carries, so we will advertise that and have a second reading, November, what did you say? 12, November 12th. Give everybody ample opportunity to voice their opinion on that. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, thank you.
Next item of business are claims. I know that, I think County Attorney Wallace and Magistrate Clemens and Magistrate White, did you all do those at 1 yesterday? I was out of pocket, but I did them when I got back in office. Everything, there was a couple signatures that we needed to make. I signed off on the air pack. It needed a signature there, I think. I signed off on that, and I think we're waiting one maybe from the coroner's office. And, but I think everybody agreed that everything. Are there any reason why any bills should not be paid?
So you signed off on the $250,000?
I guess my name is on the line, along with Magistrate Wyatt. So, yeah.
It's a good investment.
It's a very good investment. So let the record show that all the bills are to be paid. Transfers.
Ms. Gibson, any comments?
Well, we decided to buy some air packs, so I had to do a transfer to cover those while we wait for the check from the state.
Okay.
That's the large majority of it.
Okay.
Well, it basically is, if you look, there's $3,000 difference between the
Yeah.
transfer and that check.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is our September 2019 Treasurers Report. Again, Lissa?
I'm gonna kind of roll the two together, I know you have to make a separate motion, but the treasurer's report itself balanced out just fine. I don't have any problems there, which, not any problems, period, but then, once we finished, I balanced out the quarterly. We wanna be at 25%, as you all know. We're actually averaging out more around 30, but I don't look at that as a large concern, just because we have so many bills that are one-time bills in July that happen in the first quarter. So I think by the time we get to December, we'll be back to our normal range of below 50%, because it is kind of misleading to look like we're over when it's things that are a 100% line item that gets paid in the first month.
Right.
It kind of makes it a little deceptive. I think really we're right where we want to be. Some are revenue, some funds aren't quite 25%, some are already way over 25%. So I feel good, in that respect, and a few of our funds, our savings are going up right now, which is a good thing. One is kind of just sitting there, but overall, I'm pleased with where we're sitting right now.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions for Lissa?
Listen, when you say one is just kind of sitting there, what do you?
It means that we're not gaining any savings.
Oh, okay, on that account.
But we're not-
That's pretty good if you're not spending.
No.
Better than,
I
it
said
could definitely be a
yet.
lot worse.
Yeah.
I said yet.
I know, I heard you yet.
Okay, thank you.
But
I'd entertain a motion to accept the September Treasurers Report.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Likewise for the quarterly Treasurers Report. Thank you for the clarification on that. A lot of people don't know that there's a good majority, a good amount of bills that are paid our first court meeting. People are waiting to get those, some KCO insurance and things like that. So there's a lot of money that goes out in July, so pretty quick. So thank you for pointing that out. I'd entertain a motion to approve that pending audit.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Just a couple things from my standpoint. Sean, would you care to, well, you're going to have to be here in a minute. We need to check on Coach, see where he's at, if somebody wouldn't mind. Greg, would you mind checking on Coach, see where he's at? Had the Highway 60 opening. That was a $2.2 million project. I said on the radio this morning, and I found out at the opening a little bit about how the elevation was obtained. Nick, one of the engineers, went to Mr. Royster before they started because he wanted some local feedback from the people. And when he talked to Mr. Royster, he asked him if he had any idea what if he could remember the high water mark or where it was or any idea. And he said, well, not only did he remember it, he marked it down, and he had a mark on his grain bin, which was pretty neat. And so they measured that grain bin, the elevation of that grain bin, and that's where the curves are, to have that. So, you know, a lot of times we hear the engineering and all the things that go on where we think, well, there's no common sense whatsoever used in that project. This was a real life occasion of where they used some real good common sense, and we appreciate Mr. Royster, the Long family and the Payne family. They mentioned while we were there how hospitable they were to their crews with their equipment and all that stuff. So it's a $2.2 million project, and we're excited to have that completed, and we're also excited to pair that in the hopefully near future with the dredging project out on the Ohio River and Highland Creek opening there, that we can kind of magnify the results of that product. So that's good. Sean, we're going to rebid the dredging. We needed to put that in the Evansville paper. They requested that we put that in the Evansville paper. And so we're going to move that opening bid date to November 12th. Is that correct? Do we need a motion to move that bid? Probably so, to be safe.
I'll make the motion to
We're going to move that to November
November
12th.
I'll second.
November
Who
12th.
made the request?
FEMA, that was a FEMA requirement, wanted us to move that to the 12th.
Which is more bids we get, I mean, we're all.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it'll be November 12th.
is the opening.
And it's
We'll
over.
advertise.
We're already in the process of advertising. We just put it in an additional newspaper, so.
Okay.
Yeah, and can I say something?
Please do.
This is the second time, and from Jeannie, she was with the disaster law, sales group that we, as an administrator, project. Second time we had to rebid this, we also had to rebid engineering services, GPD group. So I think going forward, our advice is anything that we think may be
A FEMA project.
related, and that probably includes rock and everything else, that we do the bid process this way, so we don't have to keep backing up and rebid. Because, you know, and the two biggest keys that have been missing is, I think, a minority clause actually in the bid document itself, and then I believe we have to go to the,
Yeah.
we have to, by our procurement, go to the Turkish News, because they're our biggest.
Mhm.
So the FEMA funds is just.
Want us to go bigger.
They want a bigger footprint.
Yes, so, you know, that'd be my only.
Okay.
Maybe we can start doing that.
Well, that's easy enough to do for us.
It is 100% reimbursable
Okay.
doing this, but, so even, I'm thinking with the rock and stuff like that too, we do use a lot of our rock to do that, you know. when
Mount
we
Vernon
get that
Road
fixed,
and,
so-
Mount Vernon Road, a lot of that kind of projects.
Yeah.
Every disaster's got some of that, Mount Vernon Road.
Okay.
You know, that'd be our advice, is just try to make, this second time we've had to back up the pump, rebid things out. It's not good.
All right. That's good advice, and we'll take that, try to do that better. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Coach, what about it?
Well, one big thing to make you look for on Trinity, theirs is 94% efficiency.
94.
However, they're not willing to do away with that chimney flue up there.
Okay.
I think our best would be mechanical consultants. One of the reasons is because they installed the first boilers.
Okay.
And theirs is 95.
96%.
96%, and they're willing to revent that flue to get it all up in the air.
Okay.
So,
Well, I think technically that is the only bid we had that met specs then, because it was a 96%, and so the other two did not meet the.
they're not right.
Okay.
And it was definitely reasonably priced compared to the other.
Yes, absolutely.
If you look at the
They-
efficiency.
I've talked with them on a considerable amount of time, and Mark Sanders is the one that's in charge of this. And one of the reasons I feel so good about them is because they did all this work on renovation in the beginning in 2001. So he knows his building. And I was a little concerned about the control hookups, but I did notice, and did read in there that he is willing to hook up the train system
Mhm.
back to his boilers.
Okay.
We'll be okay with that.
So it's your recommendation we go with the mechanical consultants
sir.
at $46,850?
Yes, sir.
I'll put that. in the
Appreciate you,
form
sir.
of a
Yes,
motion.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
award the bid, mechanical consultants for $46,850.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions for Coach?
And they're gonna do the flu and everything, that'll be their expense, all of
Yes,
that.
yeah,
That-
that's
that's
included in
in there.
the flu's
Okay.
coming down. That's a haven up there for pigeons for 18 years.
Been a nice
And
place.
there's no
for them.
telling what it's going to be, but they're gonna do away with it. And, because of the 96% efficiency, they can use PVC and vent it out the side somewhere, don't. I don't know
Okay.
exactly where it's gonna be, but
Very good.
it's a lot better than that up there.
Well, we sure hate to bust up the roost for the pigeons up there.
Sean's probably upset.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of awarding the bid to Mechanical Consultants Incorporated at $46,850, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Coach. So we'll get that out and get that started right away. I'm not sure what our efficiency rating is now that we have, but
Sure it's not 96.
I'm guessing.
It's in the 80 to 85% range.
So, not only is this gonna relieve a lot of, maintenance work for Coach and repair work, it's actually, I don't know what the payoff would be in efficiency, but a building this size, that it would be considerable, that it'll help pay for itself just in the efficiency reading. Yeah, nice and warm for Crystal and Kim's office. All right, I can't wait.
Because it's two people in here, right?
I can't wait. One more thing that I just wanted to touch on, that a lot of times, or several times a year, I get the opportunity to speak to different groups. And Miss Audrey Wheatley called me about 2 weeks ago and asked if I would be interested in speaking to her civics class at high school. She has the entire freshman class rolls through her room 231 during the day, and so she was wanting to talk public policy. And so I had a whole list of public policy items, or I guess what I would consider issues or problems we have in Union County. And I just want to publicly state how very impressed I was by the freshman class at the high school, because we got to issues, some of the ones that I had, they're as freshmen, they're concerned about abandoned homes and abandoned properties, and they're concerned about cyberbullying, and they're concerned about things that really matter. And I was just so impressed with that entire process and those kids, and Miss Wheatley for her approach that she took with them on this to bring somebody outside in to talk about it. And I was so impressed with them, each class, that I made them the commitment that if they come up with a public policy that I think would be helpful for either the county, they would be my guest here to present to us, or I would go with them and help coach them up for any city council meeting they may want to go to. And I'm expecting good things. And so, a lot of times we think that the youth are disengaged and they don't, they're not really involved in things, but that group of young adults, I want to say, I don't want to short-sight them by calling them kids. Those young adults were spot on some issues, and it was good to hear them talk those things through, because we can't just shake a bucket and have money fall out. How do we do that? How do we see this from in public policy, there's always a problem, but there's always got to be a solution. And so the hard part is getting from one to the other and how we do that. And I just wanted to say I was really impressed by the kids and how in tune they are with the issues. And I think they're listening more than we give them credit for. And so I just want to brag on, especially Miss Wheatley. I was so impressed with her approach with that, and it was a good day. That's why I was not here during bill pay yesterday. So I had the better gig yesterday.
Yeah, you had a top priority
It was
there.
so much fun. I came back and told Crystal and Kim, it was a real blast to be out there with them. So
Abandoned property is a huge, huge issue.
it is.
I had one come talk to me Saturday about, they got this property, want cleaned up, and they want to, put something new there, and it's just that we were spoiled for a while in Uniontown because they were able to clean up 20 homes, when we had the demolition landfill for the city, but now that's full, and so I told them we were definitely trying to figure something out, I know Rick Milliken's been doing a lot of work here at Morganfield, trying to get the place cleaned up. It's the problem in every city we got.
Yeah, it is. It is. And so I was just impressed with them. So I'll start Magistrate Wyatt.
Yes, sir. The firefighters wanted me to tell the court and the judge, thank you for the air packs. They had training on them Saturday, and very receptive. And I'm going to tell everybody, thank you.
They worked.
Yes, sir. Real good. Hats off to the donut shop. They got big award this week, best donuts in the state of Kentucky.
Wow.
Our band's headed to state. Hats off to them. David Schauss's daughter, I think her name's Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
First runner-up in the preteen pageant. That was awesome. And Mike, I'm gonna get with you on the road after the meeting, please. That's all I got, sir.
Thank you. Magistrate Floyd.
Just a couple things. After the ribbon cutting last week, the judge directed all the road officials to intersection of 141 and 130. We had a really good meeting with them. I showed them concerns we had. I think it will be wide enough. They assured us they would work with us to make sure it is. They did move the center line over 8 feet or so. It was kind of curving back toward Morganfield. They're going to straighten it up a little bit, move it closer to Uniontown to give trucks easier access to get. The biggest problem so far has been getting off 130 the way it was before, because it was so far over to the left. And they said, Mark, we probably there 30 minutes or more. And right then they moved it, at least 8 feet over probably.
Yeah,
6 to 8 feet.
couldn't have scripted it any better when we had that semi come back, and he would have wiped out everything where they had it.
I told him, I said, I know y'all think I got these semi-scripted, but they're just coming by, I promise you. So, but they were. I want to thank the judge for. All of them came directly down there after they ate.
Actually, before. No, it was after. It was after.
He was happy.
Yeah.
And then he went on around Samples Curve a couple times and showed that off with Denitra.
With Denitra, yeah.
So I want to thank him for that. If he was able to come to the gym last night, the support from the county for this, the pink out game was just unbelievable for the cause. And Melissa could tell you, it was a great night for the community. You were standing room only. Like I told them, we had one knock one down. They pick each other up, they hug it out, and they go play defense. So it happened to be Cadence and Paisley, which are two ones that are here in the courthouse. But just to see that was just kind of crazy. It was a great. They played hard. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all love and stuff, but it was definitely take your head off. But just the support from the community. They were standing around each end. It was just crazy.
And the program at the end too, Jerry, where they recognize the survivors.
The survivors and kind of in between games, they recognize each player who brought a survivor or in memory of, and they announced it on the floor where they all walked out in the middle. Gave you coach Hills. Played a little background music with Brandon announcing, which did a great job. But it was a really special night for everybody. I think that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Magistrate Ricketts.
Good stuff. Just posting on some of the road resurfacing work there in District 3. Today, that State Route 492 from 109 to 270 will be complete. And it's very much needed and looks great. I drove it yesterday. Hebron Road and Shallow Road there in the district, that paving is complete. We've got there. So it's going well.
Good.
One note, since you brought the blacktop, they are supposed to blacktop that intersection this week from, like 1179 to 130, so.
Yeah.
It'd be a big difference, and rock the shoulder, so it should be a big difference, and they assured us that if this did not work out, they would definitely address it.
They'll fix it.
Sorry.
While we're thinking about your district, we went out and measured for that bridge. That's out for bids on the deck of that bridge, and so once we get the specs on that, then we'll rebid the installation of it. But it's good to be out there and see that and how those are leaning. So that's a good project too. So, Master Burns.
I was gone the week they did the paving, so, but I did drive it out, and it really looks nice, and they did an excellent job. And I was well satisfied with that. It goes towards your house. I was just wondering if you're happy about that.
Everything, yeah. Just for the
I'll
record.
answer that.
Just for the record. My out on our road was the last one done, and that's, it's needed it for several years, so,
I think there's some ditching probably needs to be done.
It-
One culvert, looks like where that little house sits, Mike, me and you went down there one time, and it's got a bunch of logs and fence hung up.
Yes.
That one right there, I think. And I'd also like to thank Randy Greenwell, mayor, I've been after him to put the striping around the courthouse here, cause it wore off those bricks, you couldn't see anything out there, so. And I see that that's done, and it looks excellent.
Good, good.
And that's it, and I apologize, I'm embarrassed.
It's all right, it's all right. Master Clemens.
Yes, thank you. You want to give us an update on blacktopping in District 5, Mike?
It's finished except for Dixon Road. They had to pull out of the county. They said they'd be back before the end of the fall.
Okay. They didn't give you a timeline on that. I hope we're not looking at spring on that. I'm very disappointed they didn't go. Yeah,
Halloween.
which year? I'm disappointed it's taking them so long. Much blacktop they've been doing, they hadn't done Dixon Road yet. It's been on the list a long time. I'm not blaming you, I know it's them.
But they did do it quick when they got here.
They have done quite a bit of blacktop, right?
They've, and District 5 or District 4, whatever, that's not all they're doing. They've got all over the county that they're doing state projects, so
Right.
I think they're doing all they're big enough to. For what we've seen, we're very well pleased with the quality of the product.
Are they still in the county, Mike, or have they pulled out?
The way you talk, they pull out of the county.
Rogers Group is doing 492 down in, doing the other, they got those state.
Roger's doing that down here.
The road builders had the 60 project. That was one thing they were doing out, so they were tied up with that for quite a while. So I'm sure they are behind.
See, on Barker Road, the part where you replaced the culvert and it still sank there at the blacktop, that should be done this week. Okay, so that should take care of that hopefully then. Okay, okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Reminder, Cody Collins is having a trunk or treat out at Moffitt's this Saturday. I think maybe gates open at 3 and trunk or treat starts at 4:30. We had a donation of the first 29 kids that go through there are going to be really happy. So it's first come, first served. So get your kids and get them out there. Then I think Uniontown is
31st.
31st.
4 to 6.
And that's the same as Sturgis.
Well, they already have 40-something trunks.
Yeah.
Somebody did ask if we would ever consider maybe like a haunted ride-through at Moffitt's. It'd take a lot of volunteers. They was talking about this little town that did it, and it has a lot of volunteers that you pay so much a car ride and ride through, and it's the perfect setup. It's already got the atmosphere, it's got the wood, it's got the layout.
Well, I guess we'll have
I would bring it up.
talk to
just-
Cody. We'll have to talk to
I
Cody.
said, we're gonna have a nice thing out there this coming week, but we might mention that to
Cody would be on board.
I think he
Cody
would. He,
definitely be on board with that, but it would take, even if you just did it a Friday and Saturday, one weekend, you know, it's just something to throw out there.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Some
Good
little
idea.
town did it, and they had a huge thing going. But the
All right.
atmosphere is definitely there.
yeah.
Yeah, St. Ambrose did Trembling Timbers for years, and they paid for their parish hall with that, you know, and they had big turnouts for that.
We just came, we went up to Lake Rudolph this weekend, they had a Halloween, and it was, I bet it was 5,000 people. There.
Really?
They had- it was-
And it's a
it's not
similar,
a
I
campground.
mean, it's,
It's not a campground, but they had so many neat activities. The atmosphere, just that campground atmosphere.
I mean, Moffitt's has got it
There's a clientele
set
out
up
there.
for it.
Be
Perfect.
interested. It's amazing.
I mean, if you just did it one weekend a year, I don't know, it's just something.
All right. We'll pass that to Cody. He'd be the one to have to
Cody,
pull it off, and he's working hard and he's doing a great
Been a
job out there.
blessing out there.
Yeah, things are going good, and if you haven't been out there, this is a good opportunity to get out Saturday and see it, and take advantage of the beautiful fall colors that you'll see out there. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
second.
All in favor?
All right.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
So you're heading out today, huh?